This next story is about Hannah giving Samuel back to the Lord. It's called Given to God. Are you going to Shiloh to worship at the tabernacle this year? Elkanah asked his wife Hannah. No, not this year, she said. Samuel's too small to travel. I must stay home with him this year. Samuel was still a little baby, not much more than 2 or 3 months old. Hannah did not want to take such a young baby on a trip. Nothing must hurt the child for whom she had prayed. Do what you think is best, Elkanah said. So Hannah and Samuel stayed home while Elkanah went to Shiloh to make the yearly sacrifice. Hannah remembered that she had promised to give Samuel to the Lord, so she wanted to spend every moment she could with her little child. As the days and weeks passed, Samuel grew into a happy little boy, but Hannah would never cut his hair. That showed people in those days that Samuel belonged to God. The time came when Samuel was old enough to take care of himself. Hannah had given him much training in the few years since he had been born. She had prepared him for the time when she would give him away to do God's work. Now she felt that time had come. The sacrifice at Shiloh that year was something special. There was a 3-year-old bull, some flour, and a goat skin filled with wine. Elkanah and Hannah had brought all these things to give to God on the altar. But they had also brought a better gift. They had brought Samuel so they could give him to Eli the priest to do God's work with him in the tabernacle. Do you remember me? Hannah asked Eli. I'm the woman who prayed for a child several years ago. Eli thought for a moment. Then he remembered this was the woman whom he had thought was drunk. Of course. Well, the Lord heard my prayer and gave me this child, said Hannah. Now I have given him to God. As long as he lives, he will serve God. Eli hardly knew what to say. He had never seen a woman who wanted so much to please God. Never before had he seen a woman who would give her away her little boy so he could serve God. Hannah began to pray again. This time she did not pray silently as she had done before. She prayed a happy prayer for all to hear. My heart is thrilled with the Lord, she prayed. My strength is lifted up in him. I can talk against my enemies now because I belong to God. Hannah kept on praying for a long time. It was such a beautiful prayer that someone remembered it and wrote it down. People today can read it in the Bible. When Hannah was through praying, she and her husband went home to Ramah. But Samuel stayed with Eli at the tabernacle. It must have been lonely for little Samuel at first. He missed his mother so much. There was no one to talk with at the tabernacle except old Eli, the priest, and his 2 grown-up sons. But Samuel kept busy helping to clean the tabernacle and doing all the things that would help Eli be a better priest. The weeks and months went by, and when a year had passed, Samuel had some special visitors. His mother and father had come again for the yearly sacrifice. Mother, Samuel cried, I'm so glad to see you. Samuel threw his arms around Mother and cried, but then he told his mother all the things that he had been doing for Eli. He showed her around the tabernacle and told what that Eli the priest did each day. Hannah was very happy that Samuel was being a good helper. I have brought a present for you, Hannah told her son. Samuel was happy to get the present. It was a beautiful new cloak for him to wear. I will bring some new clothes for you each year when I come, Hannah said. I will make all these for you. Samuel was happy to get his new clothes. He hurried to show them to Eli. I have a wonderful mother, don't I, Eli? Samuel asked. Yes, my son, Eli answered. There's not another woman so good in all Israel. Someday you will learn that, and you will be very, very proud of her. Oh, what a sweet story, but very difficult.